Okay.
5A Division II. We're going to break down the 5A Division II bracket. Of course, you can find all these at texasfootball.com/playoffs. We start in Region 1, which is one big, giant shrug emoticon. Once Aledo went to Division 1, Region 1 of 5A Division II became the world's largest shrug emoticon. We don't know what's coming out of there. I don't think there's a world beater out there. And you think about what happened last year, that's when Canutillo made a run. Canutillo made a run all the way to the state semifinals. They won that region because Aledo went to Division 1. And when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now you've got all these teams that I think are super evenly matched.
It is easily the most evenly matched region. I was right there with you. I mean, it's so hard to pick. And honestly, I feel like I was completely swayed by the fact that I have just read a ton on Lubbock Cooper this year.
I like the Pirates. I like what they bring. I think their defense is really, really talented. And I think that they have a great shot of making it out. I think Canyon. I think if you're looking for an El Paso team, it's maybe Eastlake. I know Mike Craven's high on Burleson. I think Wichita Falls Ryder could do it. I think Everman, if they figure it out, they've got Kier Crossley. Yeah. That is a just crazy town banana pants region.
It's a super weird one.
I think let me look at our predictions. Let's see. We have between the three of us, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different teams in the region. In the regional final.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got Lubbock Cooper. You've got Lubbock Cooper.
Don't know.
Mike has Burleson.
Let's
move on to Region 2.
Okay.
Which is a little more kind of know what we're getting. I think a lot of this region depends on 2 things. 3 things, let's say. Who you think's going to win a potential Ennis versus Lancaster second round game? An area round game. What you think of Marshall, and what you think of Frisco Lone Star.
It's a tough one, man. It really is. And I always sort of default back to which teams I feel are more battle tested in district play, and you fall back to the games that Marshall's won, the game that Ennis has won, and what Lancaster and Timberview have done in their district, and that's kind of what swayed me one way or the other.
I went pedigree.
Yeah,
I went Ennis over Marshall.
You did. I went Lancaster over Marshall and didn't feel great about it at all. I've seen Lancaster in person this year against Timberview. It was one of the sloppiest games I've ever seen. But what stood out to me was their goal line defense.
Yep.
They were hard hitters. They were hard to get through, and I thought that's staying with me because they've got the horses on offense to make some big plays.
Chris Gilbert's going to have them ready to play every week. So Lancaster's not a bad pick. I think Marshall's not a bad pick. I think Ennis isn't a bad pick. If you want to go wild card, you pick Frisco Lone Star, although Prosper is a danger to them in the bye district round. Mm-hmm. Let's move on to Region 3, where I think that there is a favorite, and it's Crosby. They have looked like that all year long. They have passed every big test. Sometimes they didn't look amazing doing it. You look back at that game against New Caney, they didn't look amazing doing it, but they got the win. Right. And I think that is so important because that's a big difference from last year. Last year, Crosby kind of got punched in the mouth, and you wondered if they were going to get back up.
Right.
You don't wonder about this year's team.
Wait, there's not. No. And there's some fun teams in that. I see you pick College Station too. You and I both really like College Station.
I think their offense keeps them in a lot of games. Yeah. And they have to get past Hutto with Tyler Herrick in the first round, and they'd have to get past probably Brenham, a perennial giant, and then a team like Dayton or PNG or that bottom of the bracket I have no idea on. I mean, Texas City, Angleton's a coin flip, and I think Dayton and PNG's a coin flip.
Sure.
But I think that Crosby, or we haven't even mentioned Fort Bend Ridgepoint. Yep. Dangerous. Port Lavac, Calhoun. I think that Crosby is your favorite, and there's a number of landmines around them. If Waco gets hot, I think they're dangerous.
Sure.
So there's that. Region 4, I don't think there's any question.
No.
It's got to be Cedar Park. I think Cedar Park, and not to spoil my state championship pick, I think Cedar Park is head and shoulders the best team in 5A.
Wire to wire.
Now, that said, they would have to run into a semifinal if they get there. Again, there's a couple other teams there that could challenge them. Tivy in particular.
Sure.
But they would run into Crosby in a semifinal.
I mean, and I think, no disrespect to any other teams in this bracket at all, but you and I really feel like
that's your state title game. Whoever wins that wins your state title. Of course, we thought that last year.
Right.
And Ennis beat
And
Cedar
Ennis
Park.
proved us all wrong.
So that would give us stuff with. Okay, so I've got Lubbock Cooper against Ennis. I'd take Ennis in that one, and then you have Crosby and Cedar Park. I'm taking Cedar Park in a close one.
Right.
That'll give us Cedar Park and Ennis. I got Cedar Park.
I have Cedar Park over Lancaster.
Okay.
So,
and Mike has Cedar Park as well. So TexasFootball.com/playoffs. All your brackets, all your matchups, all your predictions. We're going to tomorrow. We'll do the 4A brackets, and then Friday we will do the 3A and 2A brackets.